Hey, and welcome to Robin's house. Today I'm working on the Thankful Garden card workshop, and this involves masks. Have you ever used a mask before? If not, I'm here to tell you. So this particular mask includes 5 layers, 3 layers for the flowers and 2 layers for the leaves. It's important to clean the mask between colors. I don't clean the mask on the greens because I use the same greens each time, but I have a pink version, a purple version, a yellow, and a blue version of the flowers. So then I just take a washcloth real quick and carefully take the color off so I'm ready for the next color. And so each of your masks will come with a little hash mark in the corner, and I'm sure it matches up with something, but I don't know what, I'm afraid. But what I decided what was best was I take so the stencils, the masks, are 6 5/8 across and 5 inches down. So I just made myself a piece of cardstock of white willow that's exactly the same. And I am going to go through and my goal is to make a flower that looks like this for a card that looks like this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use 3 colors of pink, and I'm going to use the first layer of mask. It does have a 1 in here, but the main thing to remember is it's the one with the least amount of detail. So that's the one you want to start with your lightest color and your lightest color. So I am starting with Bubble Bath, or in this case, Ballerina. And I'm using my blending brush. I've got my mask lined up. And then I'm going to start on the paper, and I'm just going to go in a circle until there is enough color applied. Now, the more you go, the more color you'll get. And so you can have really dark, or you can have pale and light. It's up to you. Now, sometimes on your masks, you have these little fragile pieces, and you'll notice when I was coloring, I went this way on this flower, and I went this way on this flower, and that was to avoid damaging that precious piece that will obviously break. Okay, so that is layer number 1. And now we have layer number 2. I'm using Pretty in Pink. And I've got a new brush and a new layer for my mask. So this one's slightly more detailed, and it's got some precious places as well. So just be careful as you're going that you don't rip those off. You do not have to do this evenly. It's actually good if you've got some variation and it's not just a perfect saturation of color, because flowers aren't like that. And then the next color I'm using is Strawberry Slush. So I've got a new brush and a new layout with even more detail on it. Lining it up perfectly. This one doesn't have very many stick out places, so you can just be as messy as you want, which is kind of the nice thing about these last layers. And there you see, you can see we've got light places, medium in places, and dark places. And now it's time for our greens. So I'm using Jade as my lighter color. So I'm back to a stencil with very little detail. And again, you don't have to be too careful. Just get some color in the space, because even if it looks kind of light, it's still really rather dark. There we go. And then we've got our garden green, a new brush, and a new stencil. Line those up, get some color on there. This will add that veining. Now I'm pushing pretty hard on my thing because I'm using quite a bit of elbow grease here on my stencils, but my masks. There you go. So that is the very most basics of that. Now you can decide if you want to use that stamp set. There's 2 ways you can stamp when you're done with the masking. You could stamp the outline, on there, or you could leave it without. If you leave it without, you can stamp the insides to create something that's like this. There's no outline, but there is some black in those centers. So that looks real nice too. So you have those options. So you can do this in many colors. I did one in Daffodil Delight, Peach Pie, and Timid Tiger. I did another one with Cloud Cover, Blueberry Bushel, and Night of Navy. I did one where I'm mixing, I would recommend Fresh Freesia, Petunia Pop, and Berry Burst. So you can have, okay, this is my Petunia Pop and Berry Burst ones. And my yellow ones. I've got a blue one around here somewhere. The blue ones. And then we've got these pink ones. So you can do it up any way you want. So thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting.